means your work is not yet finished.
Downtown office thinks we got a new player in Hell's Kitchen.
What do they want? The DA's office says the shooter's independent.
He's tracking gangs to their home turf and taking them out with military precision.
Knowledge and hardware to take out half the city. Hell's Kitchen is about to...
Bang.
Maybe we created him. All of us.
There's no connection.
We never stopped to think that Daredevil's actions could open the door for men like this.
How much longer before innocent people start getting caught in his crossfire?
Blood is being shed, and you donated more than your fair share.
The city needs him.
I need to take care of the scum that killed my family.
People don't have to die. You hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down. Why are you doing this?
Because I think you're a half measure. I think you're a man who can't finish the job. I think that you're a coward. You know you're one bad day away from being me.
Well, it's finally here. What do I mean? Well, Daredevil Season 2 was finally premiered in the West. I'm here to break down some epic lore so you can understand the character of Punisher before friends say, oh, I heard news about the Punisher. Now, Punisher has appeared in 2 Marvel films, which makes him pretty cool. And also, well, he's the Punisher. If you want to know more about Punisher, is very much a character created during the 80s during Marvel's whole bad boy phase, where they were convinced that everyone was falling in love with the anti-hero, and they were releasing a lot of anti-heroes like Wolverine, Punisher, Elektra. That was a huge time in Marvel Comics when they released stereotypical anti-hero. Punisher was among one of them, and he was an anti-hero. He first appeared in the Spider-Man comic action. Surprise, surprise, where he was fighting Spider-Man because of the Jackal. The Jackal told him Spider-Man was evil, so basically get him down. Franklin Castle, as we all know as Punisher, he actually did join the army, which is an impressive feat. Franklin Castle was also part of the Thunderbolts at one point, which was also pretty impressive. Now, why he's joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe if Daredevil Season 2, I have no idea what's going through their mind. But it's interesting to see what they're going with. Now, more about Punisher. He actually got married, and, believe it or not, his family was killed in Central Park due to a mafia. His family was completely attacked by the
Happy birthday! Hey, sorry.
crook. So later became Jigsaw, which was a great villain in the Punisher TV series, because you all know they're building one, they're making one now. He became a very important character later on down the line. Now, what else made him very important is that he was very much an anti-hero, despite what some people think. Well, of course everyone knows he was an anti-hero. But one thing that made him so great was that he kind of broke the stereotypical every good guy doesn't kill, because this character does kill. He's not afraid to kill, and he will kill. He actually ripped apart the person who killed his family's face, or cut it off, and he sewed it back together, which brought boots up. Now let's dive into a bit more about how I think he's gonna be incorporated. I'm sorry this wasn't that much instructional, but what else do you want me to say? Okay, I'll dive in a little bit more into his lore. Franklin Castle, he's a Spider-Man villain, one of the darkest heroes. Oh, he had a confrontation with the Black Panther, I believe. Wow. Already 4 minutes in, I'm trying to realize stuff about Franklin Castle. He's not afraid to kill. He doesn't have any superpowers despite what people think. A lot of people thought that he was part of the Super Soldier Serum. He was not a part of it. And I'm interested to see how he's going to work in Defenders. In fact, the interesting fact that Defenders was formed to defeat Punisher because Punisher went out of control. Now, in forms of love life, I don't think Punisher has that much interaction with some of the Marvel characters. I think he remains loyal to his dead wife. So he doesn't really continue on. One thing I'm really excited to see is based on the trailer. It looks like he's going to do really well. Oh, we already talked about he was in the army and stuff. So we're going to talk about how he's going to be incorporated. We don't know if he's the series' main antagonist. I highly doubt it. Punisher doesn't like being deceived. He has been deceived before, so it wouldn't surprise me if he was actually hired to do so. But he looks to be like a vigilante like he is in his original comics. He's out to kill those who deserve to be punished. Now the reason Karen says maybe we create him is because Daredevil possibly created him. It's because Daredevil showed them that you fight back against your crimes. And yeah, that's pretty much important. I don't think he's gonna be the main antagonist. I really don't. His Punisher has been deceived and he's not really he's an anti-hero. He's meant not to be the villain of the series. He really isn't. Again, keep in mind, he did come out during the Dark Age Marvel comics where they were coming out with darker and grittier characters. So, yeah, of course Punisher was going to come down the line. Now in the series, it has been shown that he's going to eventually don a Kevlar vest, which has the Punisher skull, which I'm so looking forward to seeing. Maybe he's going to torture Mr. Potter and be like, give me a suit. But we also know Elektra's going to get a suit, but more on Elektra later. I actually don't... Who I think the main antagonist is, I don't know. I don't know who I want the main antagonist of Daredevil Season 2 is. A lot of people will say Bullseye, but no, we're going to build up stuff with the Hand and the Chase. So that's what the show's going to be building towards. The Defenders, sort of. And as we all know, as we clearly defined beforehand, Defenders was a group made to stop the Punisher. The Punisher has gone out of control more than once, and what's surprising if he go out of control again. I'm having trouble with this choice, so please don't make me. No. I believe he's gonna clash heads with Daredevil due to idealistics and killing mob members. It's obvious he's gonna kill. This is definitely gonna be possibly a darker season for Daredevil in tone, considering Daredevil's been existent and there's people believing in what they're doing. That's why I don't believe Punisher's going to be the antagonist. We've seen them talking with each other, so that means they're going to have to work together in one point. I don't know how I feel about Daredevil working with new people in this one.
Doesn't back down.
Because Daredevil's more like a lone trick, but like Jessica Jones Season 2, we are expecting him to get some allies. Jessica Jones Season 2, we're all expecting Hellcat. Please, tell me you're not expecting Hellcat. I don't like this arrow. It's like, bam. Come on, let's go fight some bad guys. Now, Punisher is actually getting his own series, and John Bertinelli, the actor who plays dear old Frank Castle, has even confirmed it. And it's really intriguing to see how they went, because I remember when Punisher wasn't even supposed to be one of their films. When Punisher was not even scheduled in their TV lineup. And it came across a huge surprise when it was revealed that he was going to be joining Daredevil season 2. It was actually during E3 time, so which was a huge shock. I remember because it was the summer and I was at home and I was like, so I'm going to watch Daredevil. And it's like, huge Daredevil season 2 news! Daredevil was actually one of the best shows Marvel shows I watched in a while. So I wasn't surprised that it got renewed for a second season. I don't want to get it renewed for a third season. I believe it works for a second season because it has that sense of mystery in the world it gives us. Now, since we had Daredevil's world, of course we're getting the exciting world of Frank Castle, which includes a lot of mob people and military. So that's interesting to see how the military will incorporate into possible Daredevil, not Daredevil, Punisher series. Now, Frank Castle is pretty cool. He's possibly one of the greatest anti-heroes of all time. He's got critical success and so forth, and he is pretty well received within the comic fan base. In fact, if you look at a movie Teenager, you'll see one wearing a Punisher skull. Now, I believe he's out for vengeance of his family, but I think he's not going to be a hired goon. That doesn't fit the Punisher's MO. But we don't know. My speculation originally was that Vanessa was going to hire Frank Castle to take down Daredevil for vengeance of Wilson Fisk, because Vincent D'Onofrio is coming back as Wilson Fisk, which I am so looking forward to. It's gonna be a huge blast to see him again. I hope he appears like at the end, like he did with Stick and Stones. But the coup de grace of the season is going to be Frank Castle. We all know that. The coup de grace of the series is Frank Castle. And I like how Karen Page is starting to doubt them as heroes, like how she possibly caused the creation by endorsing Daredevil. She could have helped create Punisher, which she views as a different person. And even the Punisher even notifies that he's a separate identity from Daredevil. He doesn't carry the same ideas. He is a separate person with his own ideals. As all Marvel characters do. And I don't like it. That's what this Marvel is going to do now. Each character has their own point of view on how society treats them. How they impact society. What in the world makes them who they are. And even Punisher knows that he is not Daredevil. Daredevil even knows Punisher. They're not the same. Punisher is a more extreme version of Daredevil where Daredevil's crossed the line. Or a version of Daredevil where the man without fear is powerful in his own right. And it doesn't seem right to him. But Punisher, he is Daredevil. Daredevil and him have the same views. And they are the same people, which reminds me of an epic comic arc, but I will talk about in the Daredevil recap, which will be the last of this trilogy. Which will be the end of this epic trilogy.
Tell your friends, Hawkeye doesn't back down.
Now, I know you're probably wondering what else could Punisher offer. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Bullseye should be in Season 2 of Daredevil because he killed Elektra. No, Elektra doesn't need to die. Well, I'm going to talk about that later. I believe Frank Castle is going to take the place of Punisher, or Bullseye, in the form of who he is. Because Bullseye has already appeared in episode Daredevil. He was the assassin on the point where they shot the cops. Episode. Now I'm gonna be watching. I'm not gonna watch Daredevil Season 2 right at the get-go. I actually just spend time with family, so I'm gonna enjoy it on drives away and night relaxing nights. I can enjoy Daredevil Season 2 for all it is. I like Daredevil, it's a really good show. I am looking forward to having an own version of Punisher where it's gonna be really good because I believe Daredevil is possibly one of the best works Marvel has done. It's really gripping. It's a realistic setting for it. It works. And that's what made Jessica Jones and the show really good. Speaking of Defenders, Luke Cage is going to appear on September 30th, so we can set an epic review on that. Whether it's going to be Disney 3.0 or 4.0, it's the since they're staying in line with the Star Pack, so I highly doubt it. The series has Daredevil is really good, so I'm excited to see Punisher join the mix of cast. And we're also getting a new lawyer to appear, which will be interesting. I want him to be a crooked lawyer that believes in Punisher's ideals. I want new characters that rival Daredevil's beliefs, which will be awesome. To see a character that believes in Punisher's ideals instead of Daredevil's compared to all that Foggy Nelson and Murdoch are big supporters of Daredevil. It's obvious there's going to be a romantic. I'm talking mostly about the Punisher show. There's obviously there's going to be some romantic contrast with Karen and Matt. I don't want that. No. One thing that made the series so good was that she wasn't forceful. She kind of an attachment to Foggy, which I like, but Foggy's even together with that girl in the mirror. They were having screenshots of them playing pool together and so forth. I do like how Karen is kind of lenient towards Punisher, afraid that she helped create him because the whole thing was season 1 about the beginning where it's like, oh, I like you, man. It's right that she hasn't figured out that Matt is Daredevil. Because Daredevil's doesn't. Punisher, everyone knows who he is, and he does the war journals where he actually inspects elements. He doesn't get paid for all of it. The war journals are his curiosity, his cases. So whenever you hear him say Punisher, war journal, that's his entry, whenever he's taking on a new case. Possibly my favorite version of the Punisher was an appearance within Spider-Man the Animated Series where he was inspecting Mary Jane's death. And they used Spider-Man, or he thought Spider-Man did it, for that Peter Parker did. I actually do believe he's going to help break Vincent D'Onofrio's character out of jail, because that would be an interesting plot point. But he's in the Raft. Raft is supposed to appear in not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Civil War, which will be interesting to see how they incorporate the Raft, and if they'll have Air Prisoner in there besides them. Maybe they'll have Jigsaw in the Raft so they can build up to a Punisher TV series. We all know it's coming. I'm just rambling on because I'm trying to decide at least when and what. So, it's very important that we see these characters start to evolve in Season 2, because Season 1 was all about getting to know them. That's why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was so slow. We had to know who they were before we could see their ideals change as characters. Are you a fan of Punisher? Well, I'm not a big, huge fan of Punisher. It was nice to see that he was coming into the show. I was a bit confused because I thought they didn't own the rights to Punisher. Punisher is an interesting character in his own right and deserves to be within the show, but he deserves his own series. If he gets into his own series, it's gonna be really dark. Possibly just get Jones dark, if not dark. He did have 2 movies. Jigsaw did appear in one of them, so that's nice to know.
Hey, no hard feelings.
Another exciting thing about some of the shows is that this character has grown up. That Punisher has grown up as a character. He's gotten more mature. And if you were a fan of those times in the 80s, where the darkness was a big thing, it's like darkness, sadness, stuff like that. Then, hope you're looking forward to seeing good old, Frank Castle appear in the show. Well, I gotta go, but here's one last thing for next hour of this episode.
Electra.
Hello, Matthew.